Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So, The Boys is officially over. Season 5 came and went, and the internet has been tearing this final season apart. Now, I'm not about to just sit here and act like it was a masterpiece. Let's get that out of the way right now. Season 5 is easily my least favorite season of the entire show. But I also don't think it was nearly as bad as people was making it seem. I still enjoyed a lot of it. So today I want to look at the whole picture. What worked, what absolutely did not work, why the season is getting so much hate, and why I think the ending was surprisingly satisfying. So grab a snack and a cut water or something, hit that subscribe button, and let's get into it. So let's start with the bad, because yeah, ain't no way around it. We have to talk about this for real. The annoying thing is, the early episodes had momentum. We had the internment camps being set up, Homelander basically taking over the United States, and the whole show finally felt like it was reaching that boiling point. But then, the season just started spinning its wheels. The pacing was so weird because somehow the finale felt dragged out and rushed at the same exact time. And a big part of that is because so much of the season felt like Amazon was aggressively trying to backdoor pilot Vault Rising. Like, why are we spending so much time with Soldier Boy bombsight and all this 1950s lore in the final season? It felt like one giant commercial for the prequel. And don't get me wrong, y'all, I'm interested in Vault Rising, but this was literally just not the time. This is the final season. The world is literally falling apart. Homelander is acting like a god, and we're pausing the apocalypse to set up a spinoff. That completely killed any urgency. And speaking of spinoffs, what was the point of hyping up the Gen V characters? Marie and Jordan finally show up just to basically get benched and get told to go to Canada. They hyped up Marie like she was this god-level bloodbender who could be a serious threat. And then Starlight just tells them to leave. It really felt like a slap in the face to anybody who watched Gen V thinking these characters were actually going to matter in the main plot. Then we have the budget and marketing. Amazon marketed this season like it was going to be this huge apocalyptic event. They promised us a Scorched Earth finale, but let's be real, because we did not get no Scorched Earth. We got a Scorched Oval Office, if that. The final confrontation felt way too small for what they were building up. This is a show that used to crash planes, blow up buildings, and make everything feel chaotic and huge. But the final fight basically came down to a few people arguing and fighting in one room. It just felt way too contained. In the dialogue this season, I don't know what happened, but it just felt way more juvenile than usual. The Boys has always been vulgar, that's not new. But usually the vulgarity has a point, or at least it feels like it fits in the scene. This season, we had Huey and Annie looking at clouds talking about how they look like dicks.
See a frog eating a dick.
And characters like Dognot and Sheilon sniffing each other's butts for comedy.
You had Chipotle for lunch.
Like, literally, what are we doing? It felt like middle school humor.
And corn salsa.
And don't even get me started on Butcher's motivation at the end. In the comics, the thing that finally pushes Butcher over the edge is the brutal murder of his dog Terror by a suit. But in the show, Terror just dies of old age and natural causes. Now, I get what they were trying to do, I really do. They were trying to show that Ryan rejecting Butcher completely broke him. Butcher's already hollowed out. He's pushed away all his friends, he's lost every real connection he had, and when Terror dies, that's basically the last piece of his normal life gone. I understand the idea. But the execution was so bad that it almost reads like a punchline. Like, my dog peacefully passed away in his sleep, now I need to go wipe out millions of people with a deadly virus? How do you even logically blame that on the soups? It's like Butcher deciding to commit global genocide because his coffee got cold or he got stuck in traffic. Okay, rant over. I know it sounds like I hated this season, but I promise I didn't. Because once you get past the filler and the weird pacing and the Oval Office fight, there's actually a lot of really good stuff in season 5. When the show focused on its main characters, it actually delivered. First of all, I was surprisingly satisfied with how most of the characters ended. Almost everybody got a conclusion that made sense for the journey they've been on. Let's talk about A-Train. Hands down, A-Train had one of the best and most satisfying character arcs.
You are a fan! You're a fan!
His heroic death in the first episode was easily one of the strongest moments of the season. After years of being selfish, cowardly, and only looking out for himself, he finally became a real hero, and the way he died was perfect. He started the show by running straight through Robin without even stopping, and he ends his story by swerving out of the way to avoid hitting an innocent woman, even though it cost him his life. That is full circle storytelling. That is growth, and I actually applaud the writers for that. And if we're talking about highlights, episode 5 was easily my favorite episode of the season. The one-shots format, where we see the same day from different characters' point of view, was such a cool storytelling choice. Seeing the same 7 meeting get recontextualized through Sage, Firecracker, and Noir's perspective was genuinely interesting to me. That episode also gave us Firecracker's ending, which I thought was really poetic. We see her throw away her Jesus action figure, basically abandon whatever real faith she had left so she can fully sell herself to Homelander. And then how does she die? Homelander gets disgusted by her groveling and impales her on an eagle statue, the ultimate symbol of American freedom, which is the exact thing she spent her whole life twisting and selling to people. She absolutely got what she deserved, and I think was really well done. And speaking of poetic justice, we have to talk about Homelander. Kimiko burning the compound V out of his blood and completely depowering him was insane. Seeing Homelander, the most terrifying villain on TV for the last 7 years, reduced to just a regular powerless man was genuinely uncomfortable. Watching Butcher slap him around the Oval Office while Homelander is crying, whimpering, and begging for his life literally made me feel physically uneasy. We literally see him offer to give up Vought.
I'll give you Vought. You can do whatever you want with it. Okay?
Offer to let a shapeshifter pretend to be Becca.
Becca! You want your wife back. I'll have a shapeshifter be her.
He even offered to give Butcher
Tell
head.
me. I'll fucking suck your dick, please. I'll do anything. You want me to eat shit? I'll eat your fucking shit.
It was so uncomfortable watching this godlike figure completely embarrass himself on live television. But that's also why it worked. The show has been telling us from the beginning without his powers, Homelander is nothing but a pathetic, insecure man-child. He hates the deep because deep down, he knows he is the deep. Desperate for validation, desperate to be loved, and completely lacking self-respect. So seeing that finally laid bare was the perfect way to destroy his legacy. And another thing I really liked was where Ryan ended up. Eminem taking in Ryan honestly felt like such a full circle moment. Because if you guys remember in season 4, Butcher directly asked him to take Ryan in and raise him if anything happened.
I need you to get Ryan away from Homelander.
Oh, Butcher.
Get him out of there. Raise him.
Raise him.
You're the best dad I know him. Best fucking anyone.
Might be one of the nicest things you've ever said to me, bud.
And what made that scene hit even harder is Butcher telling him, "You're the best father I know." That says a lot, because Butcher does not give compliments like that out for no reason. He knew he wasn't the right person to raise Ryan. He wanted to protect him, but Butcher was already too far gone, broken, angry, and too consumed by revenge to be a safe space that Ryan needed. So the fact that Mother's Milk ends up being the one to take Ryan in actually makes a lot of sense. He's always been the most grounded one in the group. He's not perfect, but he knows how to be a father. So Ryan ending up with him feels like Butcher's final wish coming true, even if Butcher himself couldn't be the one to give Ryan that life. And the Ryan and Homelander stuff was genuinely disturbing, but in a way that felt intentional. Homelander didn't just have Ryan trapped and controlled, he beat him almost to death. And that's what makes the Becca parallel even darker, because Ryan is basically being forced to understand what it feels like to be completely powerless under Homelander's control. Obviously it's not the same exact situation, but it's still this disturbing reflection of Homelander taking away someone's freedom and treating them like they belong to him. And for Ryan, that makes it even heavier, because it's almost like he's seeing firsthand the kind of position his mom was put in. He's finally understanding how terrifying Homelander's control really is. And I think that makes Ryan finally breaking away from his father hit even harder, because it's not really him rejecting Homelander as a father. It's him finally understanding the kind of person Homelander really is. And finally, let's talk about Huey and Annie, because I actually love their ending. After everything they've been through, all the trauma, all the blood, all the chaos, they actually get to walk away. They bought the electronics store Huey used to work at. They're living a normal, quiet life, and now they're expecting the baby. And my favorite little detail is that they named the baby Robin.
Take care of your mom, Robin.
I thought this was such a sweet way to honor Huey's murdered girlfriend. But I've seen people online saying that it's weird. Like, why would Annie be okay with him naming his baby after his ex? And I'm sorry, but y'all need to grow the fuck up. Robin was not some random toxic ex. She wasn't even his ex at all. She was literally murdered brutally in front of him. She was the woman Huey loved. And like I said, she was literally killed right in front of him. Her arm still in his hands as her body was literally ran through, disintegrated.
Robin!
Her death is the entire reason Huey and Annie's paths even crossed in the first place. Naming their child Robin is not him holding on to his ex. It's honoring an innocent life that was stolen and recognizing the tragedy that started this whole fight. And if you think that's weird, I feel like you're missing the entire emotional weight of the show. So yeah, season 5 is definitely messy. The pacing is weird, the spin-off setup is annoying, and the marketing promised us a scorched earth war when we really got a fist fight in the office. But when you look at how it wrapped up these characters we've been following for years, I personally do think it delivers some emotional, satisfying, and deeply ironic conclusions. It wasn't perfect, not even close, but it definitely wasn't trash. And I don't care what nobody say, it definitely wasn't Stranger Things or Game of Thrones final season level bad. What do you guys think? Did you hate the finale? Did you enjoy it? Did you love episode 5 as much as I did? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives, and I'll see you guys in my next video.